My name is Teddy. I'll be showing you some quick amplifier installation tips running your amp kit. The 4 things you'll need is your power wire. Again, this will be from your battery source to your amplifier, and you would want to put a fuse into that source in case of a short to make sure that your car doesn't burn down in case of a short again. From there, you would want your ground wire, providing ground for your car. Then you'll have your remote wire, providing an on and off signal when your car turns on and off. And then your RCA signal, providing the information to send to your amplifier for it to process. Now, on installing your amplifier, first thing you would want to do is locate the factory battery by propping up your hood. After finding your battery, what you would want to do is search around your factory firewall for a type of hole to run your power wire through. Many times they're factory grommets. If none is found, you may have to go through and find a surface that's away from any moving parts or anything component in the engine and drill your own hole. Anytime you run through your firewall, you would want to place a grommet around it, a small piece of rubber, to ensure that your power wire does not get cut. When doing so, you want to avoid running through any type of door panel, which is quite common, because doing so the door can close on it and short. So after finding your hole, unravel your wire, feed it through, and then you would want to connect to your fuse that we mentioned earlier, and then from the fuse to the battery. Now, as far as the second part of your installation, after running your power wire into your cab, now we'll be installing the RCA and the remote wire. As far as the remote wire, you'd want to obtain after your aftermarket radio, it'll be your wire, blue wire with the white line. When installing that, you would want to use an actual crimp cap in a form of crimpers to crimp it on, versus using electrical tape as a connection. This guarantees a good solid crimp and the wire will stay on. After running that, you would want to plug your RCAs into the dedicated line for a subwoofer, plugging these in. Now, when running them through your car, you want to avoid running your RCAs on the same side as your power wire, because the power wire produces an electrical field that can send disturbance through the RCA. So you'd want to run it on the opposite side of the chassis. If you do have to run it over power wire, you would want to do perpendicular, not parallel to the wire. Now we'll install the ground wire to provide ground for your amplifier. This is actually something that you would want to ground to the actual body of the car versus a secondary piece, a piece that has been welded. When applying your ground, you would want to scratch away any paint to ensure proper metal, and then you would want to use a self-tapper of some sort. If using already existing screws or already existing bolts, again, you would want to make sure it's straight to metal contact and not a secondary body part, but to the actual metal of the body. Once grounding, you would want to go through, and all the wires that you've run through the body of your car, go through and tuck them under any body or under any carpet, doing so to avoid scratching and any pieces that can hurt the wires, and then run them up neatly to your amplifier. And that should be running an amp kit.